Okay, so now that we were able to distinguish the difference between case 1 and case 2, so in terms of the trial particular solution, so let's try to solve this time around the general solution of the given non-homogeneous differential equation. Actually, what we did on our last example is already our steps in finding the solution. So the only thing that is missing there is determining those undetermined coefficients. So we're just going to find the values of A, B, and C, so depending on our trial particular solution. So for the given differential equation, so our first step is to find the complementary solution y of c. And that is, so we're going to change this one as m squared minus 4m and then minus 12 is equals to 0. So is this factorable? I guess so. So this is m and m, a 6 and a 2. So a negative 6 and a positive 2. So negative 6m plus 2 is negative 4m. So negative 6 times positive 2, that is negative 12. So therefore, our m1 is positive 6 and then m sub 2 is negative 2. So from here, our y of c so would be c1, this is case 1, distinct root. So c1 e raised to 6, so we're using t, so 6t. And then plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. So that is our complementary solution. So next is we're going to find our particular solution. So our g of t is sine of 2t. So therefore, our trial particular solution then so would be, so again, so this one comes in pair, so cosine 2t and sine 2t. And we're just going to attach our undetermined coefficient a as well as the coefficient b. And this one falls under case 1 because no terms repeat on our complementary. So these are cosine and sine, our complementary are exponential functions. So therefore, that is case 1. So the next is how do we find the values of a and b? So to do that, so we're just going to derive. So depending on our given differential equations. So since this is second derivative, so we're going to derive this one or find the second, we're going to differentiate. Okay, so differentiate this one. So finding the second derivative. And then substitute lang natin dun sa original equation. So our yp prime then, so that would be derivative of cosine, so would be negative sine 2t. So derivative of 2t is 2. So that will make it 2a. So negative 2a sine 2t. And then derivative of sine is cosine. So cosine 2t, so 2 would be positive 2b. Next, we have the yp double prime. So we have for sine, so that is cosine 2t, and times 2, 2 times negative 2a is negative 4a. And then cosine would be negative sine of 2t, derivative of 2t is 2, so we'll have 4b. And then, we're just going to copy our original equation and we're going to substitute everything. Okay, so to our original equation, that is for y double prime, so we'll have negative 4a cosine 2t, then minus 4b sine 2t, and then minus 4, multiplied it with y prime, yp prime. So that is negative 2a sine 2t plus 2b cosine 2t. And then lastly, so minus 12, y would be a cosine 2t, then plus b sine 2t is equals to sine 2t. And then we'll simplify. So negative 4a cosine 2t minus 4b sine 2t, then plus 8a sine 2t, and then minus 8b cosine 2t. Lastly, minus 12a cosine 2t, minus 12a, and then minus 12b sine 2t is equals to sine 2t. So negative 4a, negative 4b, positive 8, negative 8, negative 12, negative 12. And afterwards, so we're just going to combine similar terms. So we'll start with cosine. So this is cosine, cosine, and cosine. So that is negative 4a and negative 12a. So we'll have a negative 16a, then minus 8b. So multiplied it with cosine 2t. And then for sine naman, okay, so we'll have, so plus 8a, so negative 4 and negative 12, so we'll have negative 16b sine 2t is equals to sine 2t. So in here, so we're going to equate those terms involving cosine 2t. So equating yung terms involving cosine 2t, so on the left hand side, so that would just be negative 16a minus 8b. On the right hand side, we don't have cosine 2t, so that is 0. And then for sine 2t, so we have 8a, then minus 16b is equals to sine 2t, that is 1. The coefficient is 1. So from here, so if we want to get the value of a, so by elimination, para lang mabilis, so you can just do it on your calculator. So that is mode 5 and then mode 5.1. I think that is mode 5.1. Ang format natin yan is negative 16, negative 8, 0, 8, negative 16, and negative 1. So from there, so we have a to be equal to negative 1 over 40. Then b is 1 over 20. So a is negative 1 over 40. And then b is 1 over 20. I'm checking the answer. Ay, anong mali? It should be negative 16 minus 8. And that should be 0. Okay, so that should be positive 1. 1 over 40 and negative 1 over 20. Baligtad yung sign. So that is positive 1 over 40 and negative 1 over 20. So from there, so we can now have our y of p to be equivalent to y of p is a cosine t. So a is 1 over 40 cosine 2t, then minus 1 over 20 sine 2t. And from there, so remember that our general solution is equals to y of c plus y of p. So y then would be equal to our y of c, which is c1 e raised to 60, c1 e raised to 60 plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. And then our y of p is plus 1 over 40 cosine 2t minus 1 over 20 sine 2t. And this will be our general solution. So that is on how to solve. Okay. Find the solution of a given non-homogeneous differential equation. So let's have another one. So this is again a non-homogeneous. So we'll start with m squared minus 4m minus 12 is equals to 0. So m and m, so 12, 6 and 2. It's the same, right? Okay, it's the same. So therefore, our y of c, not going to solve it anymore. Negative and positive. So m1 is 6, m2 is negative 2. So therefore, y of c is c1 e raised to 60 plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. So how about our trial particular solution? So our y of p is, by the way, our g of t is 3e5t. So therefore, our y of p is just a e5 of t. So simple lang siya. So yp prime then, so would be 5a e raised to 5t. And yp double prime, so would just be 25a e raised to 5t. So copying and substituting, so that would be y double prime is 25a e raised to 5t, then minus 4 times 5, so that would be 4 times 5 e raised to 5t, and minus 12. Yp is a e raised to 5t, and that would be equal to 3 e raised to 5t. So this would be 25a e raised to 5t minus 20 e raised to 5t minus 12. So this is 5a. So 20a, 12a e raised to 5t is equals to 3 e raised to 5t. So we can now get that 25 minus 20 and minus 12. So that would be negative 7. Negative 7a e raised to 5t is equals to 3 e raised to 5t. So, equate mo na yun, no? Kasi cancel out naman yung e raised to 5t. So, we can get here that a is equals to negative 3 over 7. So, therefore, our y of p then, so is equal to negative 3 over 7 5p e raised to 5t. And our y then, so would be yc plus yp. So c1 e raised to 6t plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. And then minus 3 over 7 e raised to 5t. However, so it's an IVP problem. So wherein it says that when x is 0, so y is 18 over 7. So we're going to substitute. Or when t is 0, y is 18 over 7. So 18 over 7 is equals to c1 and then e raised to 6 times 0 and plus c2 e raised to negative 2 times 0 minus 3 over 7 e raised to 5 times 0. So this one is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So 18 over 7, then transpose, so plus 3 over 7. So that makes it 21 over 7, that is 3 is equals to c1 plus c2. And then the other one, so when y prime of 0 is equals to negative 1 over 7. So therefore, we need to get what is y prime. So y prime then, so would be 6 c1 e raised to 6t minus 2 c2 e raised to negative 2t and then minus 5 times 3 is 15 over 7 e raised to 5t. And then that is y prime of 0 is equals to negative 1 over 7. So y prime is negative 1 over 7. So 6 c1. So obviously, all the exponentials are 1. Okay, so I'll just get 6c1 minus 2c2 minus 15 over 7. So negative 15 over 7, so transpose it is positive 15. 15 minus 1 is 14 over 7, that is 2. So 2 is 6c1 minus 2c2. So our two equations then, so would be c1 plus c2 is equals to 3. And the other one is 6c1 minus 2c2 is equals to 2. So using again, so mode 5-1. Not going to solve it anymore. Or you can try to do it by elimination or substitution. So it's up to you. It doesn't matter. Just use my calculator. 1, 1, then 3, 6, negative 2, and positive 2. So I'll have C1 to be equal to 1 and C2 to be equal to 2. So is that correct? So C1 is equals to 1 and C2 is equals to 2. Okay. So our y then, so we have C1 e raised to 60. So e raised to 60, then plus 2 e raised to negative 2t, and then of course minus 3 over 7 e raised to 5t. 2e negative 2t e raised to 60 negative 7. Okay, so that is correct. So I'm checking my notes. So that is on how to find a particular or an IVP or solve an IVP problem. Okay, so we need to substitute and then we need to derive our equation, our general solution, so as to find the second arbitrary constant. Okay. Let's have another one. I guess we have the same. So our y of c here is the same. So c1 e raised to 60 and then plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. So for our y of p, so our g of t is t e raised to 4t. So therefore, our y of p then, so we'll have at plus b e raised to 4t. Simply put, okay, so it's fine. So yp prime. So yp prime, so we're going to use product rule. So that would be 80 plus bu dv. So that is 4 e raised to 40. And then plus e raised to 40. Then the derivative of 80 plus b, so would just be a. Okay, so that is yp prime. So for our yp double prime, so we have u, which is 80 plus b, and then derivative of e raised to 40 is 4. 4, that is 16 e raised to 40. And then plus, of course, the 4 e40, and then the derivative of 80 plus b is a. And then of course plus the derivative of a e raised to 40, that is 4a e raised to 40. Correct? So our u is 80 plus b. Derivative of e raised to 40 is 4 times 4, 16 e raised to 40. So copy 4 e raised to 40. Derivative of 80 plus b is a. And then derivative of 8 e40 times a, that will be 4a e40. So substitute it on our equation. So we'll have y double prime as going to distribute it. Okay, so distribute it. So that is 16 80 e raised to 40 plus 16b e raised to 40. Then these are the same for a e raised to 40. That would be 8a e raised to 40. And then minus 4. Multiplied it with y prime. So again, so I'll distribute this one. So 4 AT e raised to 4t plus 4b e raised to 4t and 4b e raised to 4t and a e raised to 4t. So 4at e raised to 4t plus 4b e raised to 4t plus a e raised to 4t. And lastly, we have negative 12. Our yp is at e raised to 4t plus b e raised to 4t. So all in all, that would be equal to t e raised to 4t. So combining all terms, so involving t e raised to 4t, so that will be this one, or I could distribute it first. So 16at e raised to 4t plus 16b e raised to 4t plus 8a e raised to 4t minus 16at e raised to 4t minus 16b e raised to 4t minus 4a e raised to 4t, negative 4, then minus 12 12at e raised to 4t, then minus 12b e raised to 4t is equals to t e raised to 4t. So 16b e raised to 4t, 8a e raised to 4t, negative 16at e 4t, negative 16b e 4t, minus 4a e 4t, minus 12at e 4t, minus 12b e 4t is equals to t e 4t. So involving all the t's, this one, a, t. Okay, so that will yield to 16a minus 16a minus 12a. I just multiplied it with TE40. And then plus 16b plus 8a minus 16b minus 4a minus 12b. So everything is multiplied with e raised to 40. So equals to t e raised to 40. 16 and 16, 0. 16b minus 16b is 0 as well. So that will yield us to have a negative 12a TE40 then plus 8a minus 4a is 4a minus 12b e raised to 40 is equals to t e raised to 40. So equate TE40. Now this negative 12a is equals to 1. So therefore a is equals to negative 1 over 12. And involving only e raised to 40, that is 4a minus 12b equals to 0. So negative 12b is equals to negative 4a. Negative 12b. However, both are negative, so that would just be positive 12b. 4, our a is 1 over 12. 1 over 12. So B then, so would be 4 over 12 is 1/3. 1 over 36. 36 for B. Am I correct? So for T e raised to T e for T. Okay, I don't have it. So you can just verify so whether I did correct or not. Our YP then, so we'll have AT plus B e raised to 40. So negative 1 over 12 T plus 1 over 36, then e raised to 40. So y is yc plus yp. So y then is c1 e raised to 6t plus c2 e raised to negative 2t, and then plus negative 1 over 12t plus 1 over 36 e raised to 40. So that will be our general solution. Another example. So what if it is case 2? Okay, so we're using the same complementary solution. So y of c is c1 e raised to 6t plus c2 e raised to negative 2t. And this is what I've mentioned before. So for case 2, since g of t is e raised to 6t, so our y of p then, so will be c1 e raised to 6t. However, this one is the same as this. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a t or multiply a t. So multiply it by t. So our y of p then, so would be it's not c1, it should be a. It will be a times t e raised to 60. So we are to find what is yp, or what is a. I think the solution will be the same. Anyway, all of this was a simple one. So yp prime then, so will be u is 80, then e60, derivative of 60 is 6, then plus a e60, and derivative of t, it's just 1. It's just a e60. So 80 e60 times 6, then copy e60, derivative of 80, it's just a. And yp double prime, so we'll have u as 80, and then e60, derivative of 60 is 6 times 6 is 36, and plus e60, derivative of 680, that is 6a, and plus 6a e60. In short, so we have y double prime as 3680 e60. So 6, these are the same, so that would be plus 12 e60 minus 4 times 6 AT E60 plus A E60 and minus 12 YP. So AT E60 is equal to E60. So this is 336 AT E60 plus 12 E60 minus 24 AT E60 minus 4A E60 then minus 12 AT E60 so equals to E60. So you can see here, so negative 24, negative 12 is negative 36. So 36 minus 36 is 0. So we'll just have, so 12 minus 4 is 8. E60 is equals to, or this should be 12. I think there's something wrong. This is 12A. This is 12A, so 12A is 8A E60. So A then is equals to 1 over 8. So YP then would be 1 over 8 TE60. So TE60. So Y is equals to YC plus YP. So Y is equals to C1 E60 plus C2 e raised to negative 2t plus 1 over 8 TE60. Okay, so that is our sixth example, and that is in case 2. Let's have the last one. So y double prime plus 3y prime minus 28y is equals to this one. So what case is this? So, okay. So m squared plus 3m minus 28 is equals to 0. So this is 7 and 4. A negative and positive. Oh, sorry, a positive and a negative. So that would make it positive 3m. So m1 is negative 7, m2 is positive 4. So therefore, yc is c1 e raised to negative 7t plus c2 e raised to 4t. And then our g of t is 7t plus e raised to negative 7t minus 1. So rearranging this one, so that is 7t minus 1, then plus e raised to negative 7t. So our y of p then, so will be at plus b, then plus c e raised to negative 7t. However, there's a presence of the e raised to negative 7t on the particular as well as on the complementary. So therefore, we're going to multiply this one by t, and that would make our yp be equal to at plus b plus ct e raised to negative 7t. And then that is with double prime and triple prime. So differentiating, so yp prime, so would be a plus ct e raised to negative 7t. So u is c and t. And then e raised to negative 7t, derivative of that is negative 7. Negative 7ct. Okay. Then plus, so copy e raised to negative 7t. Derivative of ct is just c. Correct? Okay, so derivative of at is a, b is 0. So our ct is copy. Derivative of exponential is negative 7 e raised to negative 7t. Plus copy e raised to negative 7t. Derivative of ct is just c. Okay. And for our yp double prime, so derivative of a is 0. So derivative of this, so ct e raised to negative 7t. So negative 7 is 49. And then just copy e negative 7t. So derivative of negative 7ct is negative 7c. Then derivative of this would be negative 7c e negative 7t. It's simply 49 ct e negative 7t minus 14c e negative 7t. So substituting, so with our original equation, so y double prime, so we have 49 ct e negative 7t, so minus 14c e negative 7t, and plus 3 y prime, so we have a minus 7ct e negative 7t plus c e negative 7t. A minus 7ct e negative 7t plus c e negative 7t. And lastly, minus 28 y is 80 plus b plus ct e negative 7t. So equals to our g of t. So it is 70 plus e negative 70 minus 1. Simplifying. So 49 ct e negative 7t minus 14c e negative 7t plus 3a minus 21 ct e negative 7t plus 3c e negative 7t minus 2880 minus 28b minus 28ct e negative 70 is equals to 70 plus e negative 70 minus 1. And so let's combine those with t e negative 70. T e negative 70. So that is 49c minus 21c minus 28c. And all in all, multiply it with t e negative 70. So the next one is e negative 70, e negative 70. Dalawa lang. That would be plus negative 14c plus 3c to e negative 70. And then of course, those involved with t, so that is just negative 28 at, then plus 3a minus 28b. So it's equals to 70 plus e negative 70 minus 1. This is 49, so I think this one would cancel out. When equating e raised to negative 70, so I'll have negative 11. So negative 11c is equals to 1. So therefore c is negative 1 over 11. Then equating t, so I'll only have negative 28a is equals to 7. So therefore a is negative 1/4. And then I'll have constant is 3a minus 28b equals to negative 1. So negative 28b is equals to negative 1 minus 3a is negative 1/4. So negative 28b, negative 1 plus 3/4. So negative 28b, I think this is negative 1/4. So b then is positive 28 times 4, 112, 1 over 112. Okay, so our yp then, so let me write it, copy, so yp therefore, our a is negative 1/4, so negative 1/4 t, where b is 112, 1 over 112, and our c is negative 1 over 11, negative 1 over 11 t e raised to negative 70. So y is yc plus yp, so yc is e negative c1 e raised to negative 70 plus c2 e raised to 40 minus 1/4t plus 1 over 112 minus 1 over 11t e raised to negative 70. And that's it. I did not double check it anymore, so you may want to double check it on your own, so whether if I missed something or not. Okay, so that is methods of undetermined coefficient. So just send me a message if you have some question. Thank you and have a great day.